I just need to make sure that.
Oh, I just connected something. Oh my God. In my
Wait,
head.
wait, okay,
I
hold on.
just, oh my gosh.
Wait, don't start yet. Don't say it. I feel like I already know you. I feel like I'm already like.
I know. Wait, I need to write this. Hold on. I'm gonna forget this.
Okay,
So I
don't
don't write
forget
it
it.
down.
I just need
I'm
to
writing
make.
it down. Content.
Right, we are live, but I
Hi.
need. Hi. We just wait for some people to come in.
Oh.
Actually, do you know what? We'll just go with it.
Oh my gosh.
So what is it?
Phone is work. It's probably really hot. That's okay.
Okay. Right. I don't know if people are going to get notified, but we will just chat anyway, actually.
Yeah. Does it record for you?
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I'll post and share on my social media. So
Cool. Oh, wait, I should have bloody given it to you.
what?
I should have given it to
The
you before, the link, and then you could have posted it, but it's okay.
That's okay.
Right.
I just thought of it too.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just going to start and people can rewatch this and we can fill people in as we go along.
Yeah.
So today we are going to be talking about ionized water. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to go over a wee bit of the science of why this is so healthy and also the spiritual side of it, because the both of those are connected.
Yes.
As everything is one. And
Yes.
then we are going to we can ask some questions at the end as well for people who want to ask some questions. Hi, Lena. And then no, we're not going to be doing tarot questions, by the way. This is just talking about the water. So any questions for Jennifer? And then yeah, I think that's we'll see what we'll just go with the flow.
We'll just flow in.
Yeah, flowing.
Yes.
So Jennifer, if you want to introduce yourself and how you were introduced to the water.
The power of water. Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Jennifer Ketty. You can call me Jen. Jennifer sounds like so serious. I don't know.
I
My
was
mom calls
actually
me.
I was gonna say, is it okay if I call you Jen? But you said okay.
No, yeah, totally. I don't really care, but I just think of my mom when I hear Jennifer, but or Jennifer Aniston. No. But yeah, so let's see. I'm 28 now. I have been very health conscious for the majority of my life. Obviously, when I was younger, wasn't that important to me. I had like a lot of pizza rolls and stuff like that. Just not great, but yeah, as I started to get more serious about my athletic career, I just was very conscious about what I was putting into my body food wise. I never drink soda, juice, nothing like that. I literally only drink water and then coffee and tea, but like just water. And I would drink so much of it. Like I'm 6'4", so I would probably easily drink a gallon and a half of water.
I didn't realize. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'm so tall. Are you guys centimeters over there? I'm like 193. I don't know. You guys?
I don't even know. We go by foot, 5 foot.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah, and I played volleyball pretty much my whole life. And like I was saying, as I started to play professional volleyball, that's when I got more serious about my health, what I was putting in my body, how I was exercising, stuff like that. And then, yeah, I was in Germany. I was 26 playing professional volleyball in Germany. And I was diagnosed with stage 4 dysgerminoma, which is a germ cell tumor, a very aggressive form of cancer. And it's primarily on your ovary. So yeah, I was pretty much told that I have a tumor the size of a football on my right ovary and I need to fly home to the States and have surgery and just see how bad it is. So pretty much was flown home a couple of days later, had the surgery, and they took out the tumor that was the size of a football. It was huge. And it had spread pretty much everywhere else. So 2 weeks after my surgery, I start doing chemotherapy, and it's a very aggressive form of chemo. It's what they give men when they have testicular cancer. And they were
Mm-hmm.
like, well, you're young, so we're just gonna like go after it. So pretty much I was doing chemo for like 5, 6 hours a day, for like a whole week. And then I would get 2 weeks where I just do chemo 1 day a week. So it was like really nuts. Like most people, for example, most people's chemo is like they have one session 1 week and then they have 2 weeks off and then another one session 1 week. And it was like I literally 5 days a week. It was nuts. Um, and that was like kind of before I got more into holistic and natural healing. And I had all of these crazy side effects during chemo, which you expect. Like I lost my hair. I didn't get sick at all, but I had pretty like life-threatening side effects. And then, yeah, when I was done with chemo, they were like, "Wow, everything's gone. Like you're good. You don't need to do radiation or anything." But it was at that point when I started to get the really, really scary side effects. Like my entire time that I was doing chemo, I had this goal of playing professionally again. And chemo gave me neuropathy so bad that like I could not feel my feet when I was walking. I had to literally watch my feet take steps in order to know that I was moving them because I didn't even know they were there. Yeah, it was nuts. I couldn't hold on to things. My hands were completely numb. I had brain fog so bad. That was the scariest moment, was when I had brain fog so bad I couldn't even remember how to spell the word free, like
Whoa.
FREE. It was so scary. Like could not remember. And then it came to me like, I don't know, a minute and a half after I tried. And it was, yeah, that was just so frightening. And at that point is when I went to my oncologist and was like, hey, like I've got this stuff going on. And he pretty much told me, like the Western medicine, oh, we can't help you, but I can give you medicine for it. Um, and I didn't want to do that. Yeah. I was just like, there's gotta be another way. And that's when the water like came into my reality again. So before I was diagnosed, this is the craziest thing. Before I was diagnosed, 2 years before, I had tried the water from a friend and I felt what it did for my body. In less than 24 hours, I was detoxing. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I was like,
The
whoa, this stuff.
the
Yeah.
detox is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because oh my gosh, it's just we don't realize how big of a role water plays. But yeah, so I literally felt what it did for me. And I was like, no, I'm young and healthy. And then, of course, cancer. But this is all how it was supposed to happen because it literally woke me up to the water. And I was like, you know what? I have no other like, what else? What else am I going to do? Like, why not get this water at this point? So I invested in a machine. And yeah, within a week, every side effect that I had, like vertigo, fatigue, loss of appetite, couldn't sleep, all of those things, neuropathy, brain fog, they were gone. And I was like, why don't more people know about this? I
Mhm.
was so confused. Um, so I bring it to my oncologist again, and I'm like, dude, you told me I was going to be on meds for the rest of my life, and I'm drinking this water, and here we are. And he was just like, nope, no way, nope. And I was like, at that point is when I was like, I feel like I need to share this with people.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's literally like where the water path for me started. I mean, obviously that's not where it started, but that's where it really started. I've always loved water, but
Yeah.
that's where it was like, hold on tight, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
That's
and ever
crazy.
since, yeah,
That it like your story is completely different to mine. I've never my story well from a very like I don't know like 7 or 8 years ago I heard about fluoride and what they put in the water and it just my intuition just I couldn't get healthy. I had no
yeah,
interest in really getting healthy because I felt like everything was just a mess. Like I was like
hmm,
everything has stuff sprayed on it, the water's polluted, the air's polluted. I was just like what kind of a hell am I living in? And
yeah,
I kind of like lost myself for a lot of my like teenage years and then also kind of starting into my no well not really but I kind of like the past 3 or 4 years I've kind of really woken up and I found out about ionizer machines a while back but when they came out they were really really expensive and I just put that off and I was like I can't um afford one of those and then I don't even know how I found your channel or not your channel, your page. And
yeah,
then you started watching my stories and I was like, wait, what's going on
yeah,
here?
yeah, 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 yeah,
And then anyway, I kind of told you about what was going on with my family, my mom, and she's just her being kind of ill. And I just was like, I all of a sudden I was like, I have to get it. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't I don't care about the price. And anyway, the price is another thing that we'll talk about at the end, because like you pay so much money if you calculate it all out, like the
Yes.
life that the lifetime you spend buying bottled water is a joke. And also
Yeah.
the plastic and everything is just no. But yeah, my story was just very different. But I didn't have any like health conditions when I got the water, but I am telling you, I thought I was woke, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
were just talking about this. Like, I am on another level. And I think that you were probably someone who wasn't really too much into the spiritual stuff, because I feel like you're a very active person. You're not
Yes.
really and pick that up from you. You're not really a hermity kind of person. You're more like, "Oh, let's get going and all this." Um, but I'm very much a hermit kind of person. So I kind of sit and I'm just daydreaming a lot. So I was
Yeah.
always very ungrounded. And I had through my spiritual awakening, I had to realize that I was always up here in this headspace, which is very kind of floaty and not really getting things done in the physical world,
Yeah.
because I was always detached. And through drinking the water, I was able to pull my masculine energy back down and ground myself. So it's helped me spiritually on a whole other level. And I am able to connect with everything that I've wanted to connect with, but like I could never do it because I was always up here. Um, and I think that's what is weirdly happening between you. You are connecting more with your spiritual side, the higher,
Yes.
and I am being able to come back down to earth and be like, okay, you're here to help people awaken, but you can't be always up there in fairy tale world. Do you get me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was a whole different kind of experience, but I talk to the water and I'm pretty sure you kind of do the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Because she's like, water has consciousness. Like, it is a living thing that like literally gives us life. Like,
mhm,
how we treat our water is how we treat ourselves and how we see ourselves, like it just, and it's crazy. Like you were just saying, I would have never talked like this or thought like this. And it's the water just like wakes you up. It just wakes you up to it, and it decalcifies the pineal gland. So you can
mhm,
start thinking for yourself. And it's like, it all makes so much sense. But yeah, when you talk to the water, it's like she's going to do things for you, like
mhm.
the water spirit, the water path, whatever you want to call it, is like,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
I am someone who I'm someone who loves all of the elements. I kind of told you already about Claire sent me
Hmm.
and say it, whatever. But I'm very connected to energies of everything really. And what I found with the water and her energy, because I told you that I was always afraid of water, and it was one of the
Hmm.
elements that I never really could connect with because of my fear of the ocean and everything. But through everything, I've figured it all out since finding the water. And it's like everything came full circle. But what I found was the only element in the whole earth or whatever this reality we live in, the only one that really brought everything to the surface was the water. She showed me everything that I was attached to. She showed me everything that was bad for me. She let go of everything that was emotionally caught up all here, and it was just like the most, I don't know how to explain it. It's the most intense like first couple of weeks, and then you just start to see the beauty in like everything.
Yeah.
Like you wish you could just give people that energy that you get from the water.
Yes.
It's like I want
Yes.
to show you, but you it's just like hydration is like a thing and people don't really think about it. It's just we're told.
People, yeah, people don't know they don't know that they're dehydrated until they become hydrated. Because once you
Mm-hmm.
become hydrated, yes. We
It's
don't
like
know
you're
though. We're living in a constant state of dehydration though, and people don't know it unless they start drinking the water, and you're like, this is the normal state. Those lows that I sometimes get because we're so in tune with the energy of the earth and everything around us. And like, obviously, there's some crazy stuff going on right now. So we have those low days, but
mm-hmm.
like we are always here. We're always in that blissful state because that's our natural state. That's where we're supposed to be. We've just
Yeah.
been programmed to be dehydrated.
And you're literally the word high. I feel high all the time. Like not high,
Yes.
but like I'm like some days I'm tripping. Like just before I came on, this little rabbit, a baby rabbit, just ran in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like before, I would have been like shitting my pants, being like freaking out, like, "Oh my god!" But I'm
Yes.
just
Oh
so in
my
touch
God.
with the world. Um, but
Yes.
we'll go in a little bit more into that. I want to kind of talk about what was I going to talk about? Um, oh, I actually had something I want to read before we go into like the health benefits. If you want to kind of
Hmm.
explain a little bit, where could we go with like the health benefits of it?
Well, so for me, my big question was like when I had all of those things after chemo and the water did so much for me, like physically, I was I started questioning like, okay, why is this happening? What is it doing to our bodies? And you think about it, we are made of water. Like we're made of water. Like every part of us has water. And I think it's like 75% or something, which coincidentally, the world is also made up of 75% water or something like that. So it's like, we're just
You're
little earths walking on the earth. And our cells, guess how much water is in our cells? 70 to 75% water. So our cells are also little earths. We're all connected. It's crazy.
Do
It's
you know what's
crazy.
do you know what's even crazier is what I was just pulling up is everything that you were just connecting with right now,
Stop.
because I want to just before we go on,
Oh,
like everything, everyone in the spiritual community knows this anyway. Like everything on your external world is a reflection of your internal world, and then
yes.
your cells have a reflection of the way we look at our world. Our cells are literally doing the same thing. They have their own
Yes.
jobs. They all have their own functions that they have to do and whatever. And I want to read this just so people kind of grasp the idea, because then within a cell, again, there's another whole little thing going on there with the
Yep.
mitochondria and all these different whatever, the nucleus and everything. But this what I want to read to people is so interesting. Like it's just kind of spark something. The infrastructure of the human body is like a society. The glandular system is the government. The nervous system, electrical system, is the information highway. So cool. Like I'm like, oh my god.
I know.
um, with without this communication, um, the society and the cities is crippled. They kind of put it in this whole like real world term.
Hmm.
Um, the police department consists of small immune cells called lymphocytes, white blood cells. And then I don't know the rest of those, but I'm not going to try and pronounce them. For added protection, we have military, which are the large T and B cells. And of course, there are factories like the liver, bone marrow, glands, and some organs. Um, and then it kind of just goes on about that. But also, like, it's just God's world is just a reflection of this. It's like all life forms, and it says this here. Where does it? Yeah, so like it's about consciousness. When you're
Yeah.
conscious about this, you can connect into this dimension, out to the out, like it's wild. And
Yes.
I think that that's where people need to understand is a lot of the spiritual community think that when I say to them, a lot of the time I say you need to do the inner work. And a lot of the time people think like, okay, I'm going to meditate and just sit here and see what happens.
Yeah.
But like if you're not hydrated, if you don't have a healthy body, you can't really do the inner work because you don't know what you're doing because your body's not working.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to reverse everything so that you're starting from fresh again. So if you want to explain a little bit more about like the physical health benefits,
Hmm.
kind of, because I just wanted to put that in there because like literally everything is just like so expanded. And when you
Yes.
can like zoom out and really view things from a higher perspective, it's like, holy crap, this is
Yeah.
amazing. This is divine.
Yes. Well, it's like, okay, so like I said, we're made of water. Like we're literally just bags of water. if we're constantly drinking water that is stagnant, like tap bottle, bottled water, things from like filters, stuff like that. If we're drinking water that is stagnant or dead, like no energy, then that's what we will become. Like that's what we're putting into our body. That's the water that
I think I lost her. Can everybody still see her? Or hear her? Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. Oh no. Okay, wait, she'd probably, I will just see. Maybe I have to add her back in. Yeah, okay. How is everyone, by the way? This was going to, wait, okay, she's coming back. Jennifer's, yeah, okay, she's coming back. Hello?
oh my gosh, it cut me out.
You're okay.
I was like,
I told you, me and technology, it always happens.
oh my gosh, that was so. I was like, what the heck? I moved my iPad. Anyway, sorry. So no, what I was saying is like, if we're putting in tap water, bottled water, stuff that's dead, no energy, it's not moving, that's what we become.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're drinking tap water that's got fluoride in it, it calcifies our pineal gland. It completely covers our third eye. So it's like we're just like robotic, you know, and like we are electric beings. We are, you know, humans. Like we're constantly in motion. Our emotions are in motion. Like emotions are just energy in motion. And so when you start, yeah. And if you block them, if you put dams up in your body, there's so many water codes. You put dams up in your body, that creates a blockage, which can then create illness. Like that's science. That's not even just like spiritual stuff. Like that's actual. And go ahead.
I love that what you're going to, I love what you said, just water codes. Once you get into this, it's like everything connects.
Everything connects. Yeah. Like our bloodstream, water code. Like it's a stream that's in our bodies constantly detoxing us.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but like with the aura and the plasma and the fourth phase of water, the coronavirus, I don't want to say the word because I'll probably get something will come up and like it never lets me talk. It never lets me talk about it. But anyway, like that is, it's all, everything is, this is a 4-year, 2020 is a 4-year. It's the heart chakra. This is the portal that I keep telling people that we're opening. This is the real portal that people want to connect with, because we have really been trapped in this whole structure, the system that has been basically fucking up our waters, like literally, like
on purpose.
Yeah,
I for sure believe it's on purpose, because they don't want us to have like the ability to think for ourselves and have that higher self. Like they know how powerful that is. Like why would they want that? And going back to aura, this is going to blow your freaking mind. I connected this dot the other day. I was reading about my human design, and I'm getting into the energy, the magnetic field that humans emit from their hearts. Guess how wide it goes approximately?
I know it goes like out to about here, but I think
it goes 6 feet.
Fuck.
That's why they want us 6 feet apart, because they don't want us connecting our energy. That's how you connect with people. That's how you connect with Earth. 6 feet apart. Tell me that's a coincidence.
What? And do you also a lot of it too, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but the law of water and the way that they use words, because words carry vibration and frequency. They use words as a form of black magic to trap us, because they know the bigger picture. Like we're gonna have to talk about this, guys, on my channel eventually, because I can't hold it in. But like I try to keep it light and fluffy, but we have to awaken, because to this idea, because this is what the Matrix is. When people talk about the Matrix, you hear about it, but you don't actually know what it is. It's
Yeah.
water. It's water being just messed with for way too long. And
Damned.
when,
Damned. Yep.
yeah, and the 6 feet apart thing as well. It's just weird. Like some of the symbolism I saw, 666, it has a lot to
Yeah.
do with that. And the structure of water is a hexagon, isn't it?
6.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the hexagon actually has to do with Saturn, which this is a whole rabbit hole for people to go down. But just looking into the elite and how they use the energy of Saturn. If a lot of you will know about astrology and know that Saturn has, I think I'm correct, it has a lot to do with government and control. And also it has to do with keeping people in a box, which
The
is,
black box.
yeah, we go, like, it's all crazy. It's like, it's all about trapping us. And it's, you know, um, I said this before, I've never ever wanted to be put into any kind of a box. I've always broken out. I'm like, nope, nope. When I
Yeah.
found out I when I found out I was gay, I was like, I'm not staying in this closet they talk about. And then
Yeah.
whenever I became vegan and vegans were just going crazy, I was like, I'm not going to call myself vegan. And then when I got into like the whole gay scene, I was kind of like, I don't want to be attached to a label. I want to be free. I want to be
Yes.
whoever I want to be. Like,
Yeah.
um, and it just, when I realized that I've been living my life trying to get out of all of that, and the water made me wake up to all of it, I was like, holy crap, it's all kind of come full circle for me. But
Yeah.
just the way that they use all of this to control us, and the black magic that is behind this is insane. Like,
Yeah.
just
It's crazy.
it's just, I can't get over it.
No, yeah. And like you were saying, the water codes, like how they use words. Why do you think it's called spelling? Words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Like
And another,
what?
yeah, and another one for those who, I am not like, I was always very connected to the elements. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people probably won't like to hear, but witchcraft and Wiccan and all of that stuff is actually Luciferian, and that's what it is. And I'm gonna say that, and people can hate me for whatever, but I don't like witchcraft anymore. I've played around with it. I've had things happen that were not okay,
Yeah.
and I don't play around with that anymore. I don't judge anyone that is on whatever path. I don't believe in good or bad. I believe in us being our own sovereign being, and
Yeah.
we have our own free will to make whatever choices we want. But you need to wake up to it so that you are aware of which path you're choosing, because
Yes.
that is what is happening right now. We are being split, and whatever timeline people want to be on is how much you work on yourself and raise your vibration. Because I know for anyone that's watching this, though, you're on the right vibration, but
Yeah.
it's just very interesting to understand the other part of it, which is the darker side, because you will have ties to it in some way and you won't realize it. But like, witchcraft has been planted in our brains from like all of these TV shows when we're kids, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and all these things. And like, it's not okay, because you're giving your power away to a lower energy. And yes, it's going to manifest things for you, but this is not the way it is. And when I think, like we kind of explained, like once you start drinking the water, like we were talking about how much love we have for it, and it's like,
Yeah.
you don't feel like you need anything. Does it, has that happened to you?
Yes.
Like, I'm
Yes.
so content. It's like, I don't need to have money. It sounds
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, I don't need anything. I'm happy now that I kind of found this path.
Yeah.
Um, but like, a lot of the more witchcraft and kind of stuff, it's all about doing spells and all of this, when it's like, that's not what it's about.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
Yes. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, broadcasting, another one. Casting.
Television.
Yes.
Television. Programming us through channels. Yes.
Yes. The
Holy
biggest, you're watching channelers every day on
yeah.
Netflix and all of these other
Yeah.
TV shows. Whatever channel, that is a channel.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that technology and how they use technology is another dimension to trap you in. That's why people are like constantly walking around on their phones. It's like it's it's the black box, and that's why
Yeah.
people watch Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a witchcraft kind of, it's linked to like scrying and all of this.
Yeah.
It's all linked, and it's all to trap you.
Man.
But
Back to the health benefits.
oh yeah, we went too far there.
I love it.
And I'm sweating.
it.
The water got my blood boiling with passion. Oh,
I know it. Gee, back to the health benefits.
yes.
Geez. So if I could break it down, the properties of the water that make it what it is, I would say the first one is the structure of water. So, we've talked about water having consciousness and having memory, but it only has those things if it has structure. So like if I were to compare it to food, it's like if you were to try and eat like microwave dinners or fast food, for the rest of your life and expect it to bring you the same nutritional value as like produce, seeds, nuts, things from the earth, like that's not realistic. That's not going to happen. And people know that. It's the same thing with water. Like we put water that's been processed and is dead or stagnant into our bodies. Our bodies can't recognize it. Like our bodies are made to absorb structured water. So when we put this unstructured water in, we can't absorb it how we're supposed to. So then we just end up absorbing, like if this was full of regular water, I would absorb 15% of it. Where if I'm drinking, this like ionized water, this living water, I'm going to absorb 80% of it, which in turn, like if you look at the structure of our cells, there's like an aquaporin, I think is what it's called. So if you were to like imagine throwing a baseball or a softball through a chain link fence, like it's not going to happen. Like it's going to be too big and it's going to get stuck. But
Isn't that like how it's clustered because of the metals,
yeah,
is it?
yeah, like the microclustering of the water. So like regular water is 20 molecules big. That's the softball. It's too big to go through the chain link fence, which represents our cells. So then if you go to microclustered water, it's like 5 to 6 molecules, which is how water should be. And it's like throwing marbles through a chain link fence. It's going to go through and be absorbed. Yeah. So like
I love that.
So that's why when you drink this water, you start to detox because it's actually getting into your cells and pushing toxins out that have been there for years. Like other water can't do that. It can't wash out and your body can't function how it's supposed to. And that like in turn, that hydrates you at the cellular level, which most illnesses are caused by dehydration. So as soon as you understand that, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, like I've watched some videos on, I'm not really good at all the terms with health, but I've watched it and I've really understood that nearly all of the health diseases are water because we're dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like inflammation is a big one, and inflammation is when you're dehydrated. Like it's all like linked to it. And it's cancer is one of the, isn't it? Cancer like is dehydration of cells because I don't know, I read something about like they kind of group together because they need each other, and that's why cancer.
That's interesting, but that I've never heard that. But so I had to do genetic testing because they were like, "How the heck did this happen to you?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'd love it if someone could tell me." So I get genetic testing. Of course, there's no answers because I don't have any family history, zero reason to have cancer. So they break it down to free radicals, which I didn't know what that meant until I started. And that's another property of the water. So this water has the same amount of antioxidants in one glass that you get in 5 pounds of blueberries. So for me, having cancer, antioxidants were extremely important for me because that was what is fighting the free radicals. And free radicals are just caused from, I know there's a lot of sciencey terms, so people can ask questions or whatever. But but free radicals are caused by, you know, oxidation, which is the aging process. So it's when cells start to lose their electron and they're running around desperately trying to find an electron. So they try to steal it from another cell. So then that cell loses their electron. And so then it just piles up. And that's what creates the tumor and what creates cancer
That
is
makes
all of
sense.
those free radicals.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah. And so then the antioxidants come in there and they're like an electron donor. They just come in and they're like, here you go, like take my electron. And then the cells like regenerate, recover. And that's all it is. But it's so important because we're constantly like environmental toxicity is a huge problem nowadays. Like we're constantly breathing in toxins, whether, you know, we want to or not. It's just that's the reality we live in. And with
Mm.
technology, EMFs, five, you know what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Mm. But like,
Censored.
but that's all connected though. 5G,
Yeah.
5D, 3G, 3D. We've moved.
Yeah.
This has been going on since 2012, and people.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a lover of a conspiracy. A conspiracy. I've always have been. Um, but like when you go into stuff like this, you need to also like it's hard because you need to be hydrated because a lot of this has to do with the awakening that's going on right now. And a lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize it's happening, especially in the spiritual community. There's people who just don't want to know about it because love and light. And
It's yeah.
but like look, you can't ascend, you can't keep your ascension flowing if you're not hydrated.
Yeah.
And I truly think that it's not something that everyone is going to just like gonna hop onto. It actually calls you in. Do you know what I mean? It like
Yes. Absolutely.
it, it's everyone is ready for it in their own time, but it's just very interesting to just open up to it and understand it because it's crazy. Like all of these as well, like how the water is used for cleaning. I
Yeah.
got rid of all of my cleaning supplies. I use the pH, the acidic one, to clean. I use it for mouthwash,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? This is crazy. So I got rid of all of that, so it saved me so much money. And then as well, I was cleaning my vegetables and my strawberries with the
Yeah.
really high alkaline pH. And
Mhm.
guys, our food is dirty, and when you,
Yeah.
it's so dirty.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
But it's all connected. It's all connected. Like, think about pesticides. What do pesticides do? They kill the reproductive systems of bugs because they don't want them having babies. So, what do you think it's doing to humans?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we have so many reproductive like disorders or issues? Like, I think the rate of people who are infertile is like shooting through the roof. Like, why?
And so many women now have to get sections when they're having babies.
Yeah. Why?
Why
Yeah.
is something that's meant to be so natural becoming so difficult?
Yeah.
Like so many women are having struggles now. It just makes sense. Your your birth as well, like how that is all linked and with the law of water. If anyone wants to know more about that, kind of do your own research, but it has to do with how they use the words, and all of the words in this system, which is the matrix, is all to do with money, and that's how the world is working. The root of all evil is how they have corrupted money and made it for themselves.
Yeah.
But this is also linked to like sorry, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that. It's linked to child sex trafficking. And whether people don't want to wake up to this, it's about time because
Yeah.
I honestly think there is no easy way of saying this to people. You just have to like at least be aware about it because it's happening and it is crumbling. So it's not something that should be feared. It should be something that you are imagining that things are going to come out the other side. We're going to live in
Yeah.
a world where everyone is free because that is in my opinion, and I see it all the time. I've seen it from a young age, a world that I was going to live in, and it is exactly what's happening right now. A world that everyone is community, common unity, togetherness, and that's what this whole age of Aquarius is all about. It's the war on knowledge, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Like that's, oh, I said this, I think it was yesterday, like mission. We're all on a mission and with
Wow.
the community collaborating. And in return, we're getting a commission from coexisting, from exchanging free energy, from doing all of those things together. Co-mission ends up
Hmm.
being the currency. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's
I
all the, like you said, it's like all about being hydrated or dehydrated. It's what are you seeing? And a lot of people are looking through like that dehydrated lens of scarcity, fear, like there's no way this is happening. Like I don't want to say what is ignorance. It's kind of an aggressive word, but
hmm
you know what I mean? It's like whatever, like if I don't see it, it's not real kind of thing.
yeah.
Instead of just like flowing through and like creating that abundance or seeing abundance everywhere you look and love and like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really has to do with like you also like there's people that I've tried to introduce to the water and they're just not ready for it. And that's
Right.
okay. Like everyone
Yeah.
is on their own path, but
Mhm.
I feel like you're doing yourself a favor if you just push yourself past that resistance of looking into more of this kind of stuff, because once you get into it, it's heavy, but that's what spirituality is about. We are trying to
Yeah.
figure out what part of us is keeping us too dense. And then like the water as well, I'm not hungry. I'm not
Yeah.
hungry. I drink the water and it's like gives me this feeling of bliss and I'm like, oh, I'm just nourished. Not
Yeah.
that you should stop eating, but I'm just trying to explain to people you appreciate food a lot more. You don't eat excessively. Um, and you just, I don't know, everything. The relationship with everything is
Yeah.
just different. It's simply I don't know how to put it in words, but
Like having a hydrated life is like there's no more competition. Like I've got to work my butt off. I've got to work harder than this person to get all of this. It's like, no, there's enough for everyone. There's
mm-hmm,
literally enough for everyone. And until we like start to hydrate ourselves, we're not going to be able to see that. Because
mm-hmm,
that's part of the matrix. That's part of the programming is like work 9 to 5, like compete with this person and you'll get a promotion, but you're still going to be working for this person's dream. Like
mm-hmm.
it's all tied together.
Yeah. And it's funny, this whole virus thing has been hijacked in a way. Whether people want to, this is what I don't want people to think that this is right, but this is what a download that I got is that this virus is neither good or bad. Okay, it was going to happen anyway, but the way that I've put it up is like they've used it for a negative way when it was actually meant to be something that was very a spiritual awakening that was very positive, but they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that they're hijacking the water, they're trying to hijack the words and everything, because corona has to do with your crown chakra, which is awakening. Okay, and we're in a 2020 year which is about the heart. It was all meant, if you see through that lens, you see that it's not a bad thing. We are like social distancing as well. It's not such a bad thing anymore because we're starting to find out who we want to be around as well. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's
Yeah.
you when you're able to whenever you're hydrated, you're able to see both sides and you're able to like understand where you are. And it's like um that 0 point energy is real whenever you start looking at you look at something that you always thought is like bad and you can see like outside of it. Do you know what I mean? I can't explain
Yes.
what to say.
No, I know what you mean because I had a conversation with Jilly a couple months ago, like when all of this was breaking, like, coming out, whatever. We were talking about that issue, the virus. And she had said that corona is like that thing, that ring around the sun is called
Mm-hmm.
corona, which is plasma. And that's also like what you call the fourth phase of water, right? Is plasma. So like as an like, and the sun is an ionizer for plants, pretty much. Like the water goes through the plants and it separates within the plant. And I think it was Gerald Pollack who like discovered that. And he found like the plant pretty much ionizes itself. So what if, okay, so the sun, using its energy to bring it to the plants, they become the ionizer, they separate the water, they start to, detox, whatever. She then connected us in the fourth phase of water. What if people who are drinking this water, and coronavirus is like the detox process, but 5G is the energy that then ionizes us, but people, and we like become this higher, you know what I mean? Like we detox, and the process of the detox then turns into the virus.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like some crazy thing. And I was like, huh, that's crazy. Like what if people who are hydrated and drinking this water are just like amplifying through 5G, because it's like almost electrifying us? Because like water is what is it? What do they say? The electric current that can run through water.
I know what
Do you
you're
know what I'm
talking.
talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name of it. But
A conductor. It's a
yes,
conductor. Water is a
yeah.
conductor. Yeah.
But that I totally get that, what you were talking about just now, because I really believe it. I believe that the more hydrated you are, or the more you are working on your own aura, like expanding
Yes.
your aura, which is your aura is your plasma. So it's the same as the what's around the sun, the plasma around the sun. But
Yes.
that is the fourth phase of water, which is the crystallization. So before it goes to frozen, it's the fourth phase, which fourth,
Yep.
again, heart chakra,
Oh,
it's all connected. And it's just crazy. Like people need to understand that this virus is more than we think. Like
yeah.
the two parties, the two factions. I don't necessarily like love Donald Trump, but I don't see what he's doing as wrong. I don't really know about the other side either. I have my suspicions. I'm like, are they playing
Yeah.
games between the two of them as well, because they really know what the bigger picture is? So
Yeah.
you have people who are really not awake, and some people won't awaken. So I think that there's two sides of the story. There's two ways it can go for people. But for us who are awake and hydrating ourselves and doing, like, if you don't have the money for the water right now, you can still do things like breath work and things like this. It's not
Yeah.
the only thing that's going to help you raise your vibration, because some people are awake and they don't have the water. But at the same
Yes.
time, this just makes it so much easier, because you can attach from things without even having to try. But that, I had it written here somewhere. Where is it? That field, I think it's called a toroidal field. Is that right?
Oh, the Taurus energy field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
this. And the more that you are able to, the more that you're able to expand that, the more protected you are, because
Yeah.
5G is 5D. It's consciousness. I honestly do believe that. And there's a lot of weird shit happening in the world where did you see the video of the sky changing color and stuff, and like this massive aura? It happened in England. I must send you the video. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's another video of someone driving into Mexico, and the sky just looked like we were on another planet. Like, we are seeing the colors, more vibrant colors. It's actually happening. Like, it was always there, but now
Yeah.
our consciousness is able to actually witness it. So
Yeah.
this is what's happening. But everyone, when you're on this kind of a path where you're constantly wanting to awaken, your perspective is going to change. You're going to
Yeah.
find videos that are linked to this, because that's also how the water path kind of worked for me through technology. You'll notice that
Yeah.
as well. Like, it shows you the information that you're meant to see, because you're hydrated and your mind's looking for it.
Yeah.
you know you know what's already here, but you need just a little bit of a boost, and that's how it works for me anyway. I don't know about you, but I just feel like technology is like showing me everything I need to know.
Yeah, well, we have so much access now with technology. Like it's beautiful. Like people can then share their knowledge, then people can discern whether they want to look at it or not, do their own research, and it's like we have all of these streams that we can go down and look through. And yeah, I just think I mean, technology is a beautiful thing. Like people can find me, then I can share the water with them. Like it's like a constant exchange.
Hmm.
But it depends on how you use it. Like, are you
Yeah,
using it through a hydrated lens or a dehydrated lens?
exactly. Okay, hold on. What was I going to say? Um, I want to just quickly kind of try and finish up with one last thing, which I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, I've been feeling it for a long time. Have you heard of Nasera Jacera and the whole money reset?
Yes. I think
Do,
I've heard
do you
a couple.
believe it?
I don't know.
I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like in and out of it, and I don't know. But
Yeah.
I have started buying. Basically, what it is, for anyone that's wondering, it's like a financial reset, and it's kind of a biblical thing, but there's so many different stories that came out about it, and like it's a basically it's still kind of a conspiracy theory, but some people would say it's not because of certain things that have happened with.
Well, conspiracy. So the thing about
I
conspiracy
know.
theories, it's like those people call people who want to find their own information and who actually ask questions conspiracy theorists. So it's like that, and that's another program that we have to break out of. Is it's like
Yeah.
just because you're wanting to find your own answers and use like ask questions when things instead of just looking at the media and getting all of your information there. It's like they put such a bad name on it,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
being a critical thinker, and
Yes.
this is very interesting. I'm looking at the comments here. I just want to answer. Rita says no, Donald Trump is very detrimental. Right. I just want to say that
But why is he?
exactly.
That's the
And
question.
the media, I watched the news there the other day, and I watched how they make him look, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, 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 how do they even get away with this? Like he is arrogant, but he's arrogant for a reason because he's fed up. Like he doesn't want to play their games. He knows what they're about. And another thing, if you realized recently, he has, I think it was like 35 million he donated for towards child sex trafficking organizations to help these kids.
Yeah.
These kids, what kids are you asking? Oh, the kids that he saved, and there's a lot of them, but it just hasn't really been on the news. And this is
It'll
all,
never be on the news because it's a good thing that he's done. That's the like it sucks because the media does make him look so bad.
yeah.
Like you and imagine being in his position doing all of these great things and constantly being on the bad side because the media, they don't want people to see the good. Like
Mm-hmm.
they want to tell you they're pushing their agenda. That's why people have to use their own discernment to like really do their research, dive into what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think as well, it has to do, it's a spiritual test as well, because you have to, that is the main thing with spirituality, is like discernment. You need to feel it in your, not up here, you need to
Yes.
feel it down here in your gut feeling about it. And like before Donald Trump was even a president, the amount of stuff, I've done my research, the amount of things that he's done for people, he is not racist. He has done so many things for people of color that I'm like, how is this not information that people are seeing?
Yeah.
Before all of this, he has done so many good things for people. And once they started to figure out that he was against them and he was just keeping them close to get them to, take them down, that is when they started to go against him. And he is the first president that he has been talked shit about because he's trying to take them down. But again, so many different people are saying different things, and there's too much of the two sides, okay? And I just
Yeah.
want to let people understand here, it's not about Donald Trump. He doesn't care. And I don't care. Honestly, I don't care if you like him or you hate him, but because I'm not giving Donald Trump my power. He is not God. He is
Yeah.
just someone that is here doing something that no one else would have done.
Yeah.
If Hillary Clinton was president, I'm not sure what timeline, and I do believe there is a timeline where that's going down, and we should thank God that we are not part of that. We are part of the love path, okay? Because I've experienced shift in timelines. I've had it happen to me where I've felt, it's a long story, but I know that timelines exist, so choose to just always use your own discernment, and whatever doesn't feel right for you, you can change it. You can change it.
Yeah.
But just don't trust the media. If the media said that frogs, if you kiss them, they turn into a prince. I don't know what I'm
Or
trying to say.
or if the media said that murder hornets were coming to kill everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Everything I've noticed that they say is the opposite, or they'll tell the truth and then they'll put a little tiny lie on it that makes it all like didn't even matter what they just said, because it just completely effed everything up.
And I
Like,
know that there are good journalists out there and there's good media out there, but like the majority that you see, it's all about it's about their agenda, and that's the part that is a bummer, because how else are we supposed to get our research? Okay, now we have the internet. Like now we can go do our own research, which is what people need to rely more on, instead of just being this robot and like just taking what information is given to them and kind of being like, okay, like cool, they're the media, we got to trust them. And like I was totally in that reality, so it's not, you know, it's just a matter of like knowing, and like we're in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing, like to know.
yeah,
So
I love this. Rita just said, my grandma and great grandma has met him and she says he's not human. Have you ever went down that little rabbit hole? No.
not completely.
No, I that is kind of like a little bit woo woo kind of, but me, my reality, everything that we thought wasn't real is real. So it's starting to play out that
Yeah.
way. Like witches, they're a real thing. Vampires, they're a real thing, and they are ruling the world.
Yeah.
They like, it's just a lot of things is kind of crazy, and aliens are starting to open up to people's
Yeah.
higher levels of consciousness. And I'm not sure about Donald Trump, but there's some funny stuff going on here with him. But I know, I can feel it. He's not a bad soul. I can tell. I can just feel it from him. He's not a bad soul. I don't know what's going to happen or how he's going to play this all out, but you're saying Donald Trump's not human. Well, that's all. I can't even go into that, but like, I don't know if the other side's human either. I think they're worse than him. Like,
Oh my gosh, can you believe that we're talking about this right now? Like think back 5 years ago. Like
I
where
know.
were you?
Well, I was always thinking like this, but nobody would even talk about it. So
No, I was certainly not. I was
no,
not here, not even close.
like I am envisioning you 5 years ago, and if I spoke to this, you would probably be like, "You are batshit crazy. Go away."
Yes, 1000%. What was it? 2015. I was playing professional volleyball in the Czech Republic. That's all I cared about. That was my reality. Like
Exactly.
none of this existed. I did
Mm-hmm.
not see any of this.
Yeah. And like everyone, another thing that I just want to mention is like with the Matrix being like the system is falling apart, it's crumbling before our eyes. A lot of people are freaking out about like losing their jobs. But were you, people need to ask the question, were you happy in that 9 to 5
Yeah.
job? Because that is what that's being ripped away from you, because we're starting a new path, a new era. And we're moving into the Bronze Age. We're coming out of, we were in the Iron Age, I think. Yeah. And it's just like
Is it the Golden Age? I thought we were moving into the Golden Age. I'm so confused.
I've seen so many different things about that. So I'm not sure about that. Some are saying it's the Bronze Age and some are saying it's the Golden Age, but yeah, I'm not 100% on that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't this doesn't matter right now. What I keep getting for myself is like, everything is going to be okay. No matter
Yeah.
what, we have the only control we really have is over our own health, our own bodies, and what we put into it. So if you want to control anything, that's what we should focus on, because
Yeah.
that's when you're going to have your power back, and that's when you're going to feel fulfilled, and that's when people who are out of their alignment aren't going to affect you.
Yeah.
And I just want people to understand that. But I want you to kind of finish on the opportunity and how you can like how you can make money, because I am going to eventually join and doing this water abundance, because I just see it and I'm like, wow, they're really helping people. And it's not a pyramid scheme, because I've been part of a pyramid scheme and I know that it doesn't, like, all of that.
Yeah.
But you just explain like how you can make money from this as well, from
Yeah.
selling
So
machines.
yeah, I'll talk about the 3D, like more businessy lens
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So it's not like people, first of all, a lot of people, if you ask them, they're like, you're like, what is a pyramid scheme? They're like, well, it's a pyramid where the person at the top makes all the money. Okay, then corporate America is a pyramid scheme. Like that's the real pyramid scheme. And they've programmed you to think this pyramid scheme over here is bad. Like you making your own money over here is bad. And it's like pyramid schemes are just a money game. It's people working to get more people underneath them to put money somewhere. And it all goes towards the top. And then you've got MLMs, which are multi-level marketing, which I don't exactly know how it works. I just know that you've got someone on top and people on bottom. And, you
They
know,
just they sell it's kind of like a cult though, where they kind of sell the lifestyle, and
yeah.
products are ridiculous.
Yes, it's more of a lifestyle. That's exactly. I'm so glad you said that, because then you move into where we are, which is direct sales, where we actually have a product that we are selling. And it's like real estate where it's over and down. So, and there's a patented 8-point system. So it's not the person at the top making all the money. Eventually the person at the top gets cut out from that co-mission that you're creating with these people. Because basically, like, my job is just to educate and raise awareness around water and hydration and like all of the things from spirituality to like the physical benefits. And that's what you're doing. Like that's our community, is like we come together to, that's our co-mission, and we get paid to do that. Like that's essentially what it is like you're helping change people's lives, like their health and their life through water. And you get paid to do that. And then in turn, it's just like a free energy cycle. I was going to post something tomorrow. But it's like a free energy cycle where here's the company, they make the machines, then here's you, which you get a machine, which you then sell to the next person. This next person pays the company to have a machine, and then the company pays you, but they're also giving money back to the company, which provides, like in Osaka, Japan, they provide like homes, they have a community over there, they then make more machines and put more machines out. So it's like it's a constant use of energy. That's all money is it's just energy
Yeah.
being exchanged.
And I honestly see this for the future. It's like eventually everyone's going to have these machines anyway.
Yes.
Like that's just the way it's going to be. It's like these were weird back in the day, these phones.
Yeah.
And now everyone has them, and we can't live without this. But funny enough, we can live without this. We can't live without structured water. So whether we like it or not, it's going to be in our lives. And like the price for the machine is like, isn't it like 3,000?
It depends on which machine you get, but they run 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, but I was looking into this, but me, in the spur of the moment, I bought one of a cheaper machine from a different company that I'm now wanting to move from. But yeah, what was I going to say? I forget. Shit.
The price.
Yeah. So the price of the machine, you can actually, I was about to do it, but then everything was a bit erratic, and like things were going on. It was chaotic, and my mom was sick, and I was like, I just need this water. So I just bought a cheaper one, but you can actually pay in monthly, can't you?
Yeah. There's it's like interest free financing through the company. So there's no credit checks, there's nothing. It's just like they wanted to make it more affordable for other people. So they're like, here's this finance plan. Like, we're basically letting you rent it for 2 years and then it's yours.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
And it's good. Go ahead.
You first.
Okay. I was just going to say, and anyone that like, my family were a little open to it. Some of them weren't. So, but if you have a bigger family, ask people to chip in, and like,
yeah,
one machine, people can come and fill up the water. Some people do that as well, but like, it is a lot of money when you think about it, like up front. But how much money do you save? And
so much money. Like, my family used to buy bottled water, like a case a week at least. And so I did some research too. I was talking to a gym owner about this. They've done research where in the span of your life, you spend the same amount of money on your health, whether it's at the beginning or the end. So you can either get a machine now and maybe save yourself in the long run from having to spend all of that money, or you're going to pay for it later. So it's like, it's just a matter of, when do you want to pay,
exactly.
And what do you want to pay for?
And one of the main things I don't know if I mentioned this already. One of the main things for me was, a lot of spiritual people have problems grounding themselves, and that's the root chakra. And that has a lot to do with financial abundance and not being secure. And
yeah,
as a lot of spiritual people don't want to deal with money either. But honestly, since I started drinking this water, I haven't had any problems with money, like at all. It's just like, I don't even think about it anymore. And I think that's what the most amazing thing about this is. It's because it shows you attachment to money. So I feel like you're making money and you're like, this is amazing, but you're not like stressing at all anymore. I can see that from everyone that is on this path. They just are like loving life. And that's what I love about it.
Because the scarcity mindset that's in that root chakra goes away. Because this is the literal currency, water, cash flow. Like, why are all the money words related to water? Because that's the real currency.
Yeah.
So when you start drinking the water, it keeps replacing. Like, you're putting that out, it's coming in. It's like that abundance mindset. It's a real thing.
We're going to wrap it up now in a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to link her. I think I have it written down. Where is it? Her JENN, sorry.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Jennifer.
So your Instagram is JENN, JENN, KEDDY, but I will link it in the description down below for anyone who watches this later. But yeah, if you want to know more about the water, just contact Jen, and she'll let you know more about it, and you can just talk freely in the flow of the mo.
Yeah, we can break down any dams.
Yeah, and the
the dams. Oh my god.
But if anybody just has any questions here before we wrap it up, go ahead. I know this is delayed on YouTube, so we'll wait a second for it. But the last thing I just wanted to talk about is how this is titled The Matrix. Really look into the law of water and how it's all connected to money, and all of the words, just like you said, currency, cash flow, the banks, river banks, they're all connected. The sale. Another thing that might blow people's mind, I forget what it's called. Is it called about the birth certificate and how it's stuck?
Yes.
Do you know? Can you explain that? I'm kind of a little bit confused. I know that birth.
I can't remember, but I know Jilly has talked about that.
Hold on, let me see. I had a thing here.
I think she just posted it on her.
Oh, really?
Instagram recently.
Well,
yeah. What is it called? Maritime
Admiralty.
Yes.
Law. It's she talks about it all the time, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And
Yeah.
honestly, I just want to say this. Whenever I watched her Instagram, I always watched her, but whenever she started talking about this stuff, I was like, you're weird. This is crazy, but I love it.
Yeah.
Um, but whenever I started drinking the water, it all made sense and it all clicked together, and I was like, wow. But
Yeah.
it took me a while. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, so your birth certificate, birth is another word for spelling is BERTH, and I know that that has to do with the location of where you are putting your boat or something. So it's linked to that. And it also has to do with the certificate is like the the what is it? The captain of the ship
Yes.
signs the birth
Oh,
certificate to trade the stock. So that is how that is linked. But I just want to explain to people that we are we're basically our birth certificate. The reason that there's a name for this, and I'll try and figure it out, but I forgot it. There our birth certificate is block capital letters, and the reason that is because it's has to do with your, we call it a PPS number here. I think you call it a security number,
yeah.
but that is your number that they use to trade. That's just how they do child sex trafficking, and this is how it's all done. It's connected to that. And this is the matrix that we live in. And I just really want to finish on something that I want anyone that's watching this is obviously ready to hear this.
Yep. If they're
But
still here, they're ready to hear it.
yeah, but everyone in this community always talks about reincarnation, and I really truly do believe in it. However, I don't believe that this us coming back here and forgetting everything is the way it should be. We are multi-dimensional beings, and we should not be trapped to come back into the same system that these elites, which have to do with higher dimensional beings, reptilians. Some of you already kind of know a little bit about this, but they knew from long time ago how this all works, and this is how they've kept us trapped. So reincarnation into the same planet is not the way that it should be. This is what we're breaking free of, and everyone that's here right now waking up, this is what it's all about. We're breaking out of the matrix so that when we die, which I have no fear of death, but when we die, we're going to basically be out of this matrix system, and I have so much like a different perspective on this now, but reincarnation for me, the way that we see it and the way that we believe it to be, is not the way it's supposed to be. We're being brought back into a matrix that's just all about karma. And what it is, karma is linked to Saturn, again, which we talked about earlier on. And that's how it's the same thing. They trap the water, the structure, and all of that. But I just want people to understand that. I don't think anybody has any questions. Let me see. Rita, yes, she's on to this. She knows.
Rita's here.
Yes, Rita. Oh, I love this. I we're breaking free from the cycle. Yes, Regina. Hi, Little Miss Abundance. Yes, I don't think anyone has any questions, but
I love it.
this was so much fun.
Yeah.
I
This was our first meeting, and I feel like I've known you forever.
I know it's so weird, but I knew from the minute that I watched your stories, I was like, me and her could have a lot of fun because you're like, you're coming in from a different angle. You're like someone who, I've always been spiritual, but I always hid it. Like I was always hiding it. But
Yeah.
all of my friends that I hung around with were like you, like
Yeah.
just your personality, just so bubbly and just so outgoing and like, kind of like not afraid to like just have fun. So
Yeah.
I knew that we were going to get on really well. But I just now need to we can talk another time off camera, but I need
Yeah.
to now organize how the heck I'm going to get into all of this and understand it more, because I still have a lot of trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And maybe I can pull some tarot cards for you. Well, not tarot cards because I'm kind of retracted from it, but like
A reading, an energy reading.
yes.
I love it. Yes, we can do a Thirsty Thursday again next week.
Yes. Oh, Thirsty Thursdays. I love it. By the way, my bladder is about to bust because I've drank 2 of these.
Me too. Me too. This whole time I'm like, wow, we're talking about water. I love it. Thank you.
Last thing I want to say, whenever I started drinking it, I couldn't stop peeing and peeing and peeing, but I found out that you're releasing the toxins. So your body's not holding the water. And now I can hold a lot more. And I'm like, because I at the beginning I was like, I cannot do this. I'm never leaving the toilet. I'm always having to go pee.
That was me too at first, peeing all the time, constantly.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, now I would still say I pee a lot, but that's because I drink so much water. Like I'm drinking like 1.5 gallons a day.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet where I'm drinking that much, but I think I'm nearly at 1 gallon a day. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will end it here. It probably doesn't it cut out after I end it?
I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll message you anyway, and we'll get chatting and organizing another time. And if anybody wants to see her back here, or maybe talk a little bit more eventually, we can organize something. We'll let it flow, let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what
I
someone
love
said.
that. Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. I
Yeah.
loved it.
And anyone that is interested in this, she knows she's the water wizard. So just message her on message her on Instagram. Okay.
I love
Bye,
it.
Jennifer or Jen.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.